Okay, yep. Good afternoon. Great to be with you guys again, especially after a win. And it was good on the road. Those games are never easy, and it was really cool for special teams to be a part of it. Hit the game-winning field goal, and then Marvin had another long return in the punt return game to set up a score. So hopefully we can just continue to build on that and have another great week. So with that, questions you may have.
What makes Marvin so good? He's always seems to get to the right spot. His sense of anticipation is so highly evolved. Can you give us a sense beyond that?
Yeah, well, I think he's got obviously some God-given talent with the ability to stretch the field with his speed. A lot of those characteristics we saw when he was coming out of college. But just working with him as well, instinctively being able to see and play with vision, which is, I think, a separator in that phase of the game. So really happy for him, and it's really cool, to see him doing in both returns, right? We've had the long kickoff return, and now we've hit a couple punt returns. So, really has done a great job, and looking really excited about that journey. But the other thing I would say is the guys blocking for him. You look at it, they've created some space with him, for him in the return game. If we can continue to do that, we'll continue to create explosive plays in the return game.
But it was only the second punt return chance you guys have had through 4 games. Is that coincidence? Is that a conscious thing you feel like teams are doing with you guys? Or
No, you just have to have those opportunities, whether it's fourth down opportunities or, the other thing that sometimes happen is, it's complementary football. As the ball moves closer, it's more difficult to return it closer to your goal line, in pooch situations and such. So we're just continuing to wait for pitches to hit. So that's our mentality.
What happened on that muffed kickoff? Did the sun?
Yeah, ball got in the sun. That's something we looked at pregame. But what happens there is you're catching balls pregame, and then it's 45 minutes later, and I'm not a weatherman, but a meteorologist, the thing moves a little bit, and so it just got caught up into the sun, and we had some, just looking at it, and it's hard to project there, but had some space, and that would have been a pitch to hit. So we just continue to have those opportunities.
How's Riley doing for you as a punter?
Moss or Dixon? I get confused sometimes. I'm like, hey, Riley, what about that one there?
Yeah, Riley Dixon.
I think there's some meat on the bone there, and he'd be the first to tell you that. I think he's hit some good balls. We'd like to have a little bit higher level of consistency, but he's a veteran guy, and so there's a lot of games left in here. The cool thing is you see him work at it. You see it in practice, and now we're just waiting for that to transcend more to game day.
Your numbers are pretty great in basically every special team stat. So how satisfied are you at this point of the season with what's going on?
I think it's a great start. The thing that happens is you don't have a lot of data points. I'll give you an instance. Like the Jets are only giving up 5.5 yards on their kickoff coverage versus an opponent kickoff return. But it's been on 2 kickoff returns. One's been a squib and one's been a return after safety. So the data just needs to continue to evolve. But as far as where we're at, very happy in the return game. I think we've become a weapon, and it's cool when you can help out your football team in that. Will's done a great job the last few weeks, and again, to see him hit a 51-yarder under 2 minutes to win the game, it's just really, really cool to be part of the victories, and that's what we want to continue doing. They did, yeah, and that's legal. So, not to get into the rules, what they did was legal. We've got to recognize it, and we've talked about it. It's difficult to do that because you have to get over the line of scrimmage and then get on the ground and bounce back up. Cole ended up doing it. I think optically it's a little bit closer than when you watch the tape and break it down. But it is a weapon that people will use from time to time. So it's something that we've addressed, but we're just really happy to went through and won a football game.
What makes it legal? Is the 2 feet leap or not a running start leap?
Elements of all that, Mike.
Okay.
So first off, in order to do that, you have to be within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, which Cole, was. It used to be back in the day you could run and then jump. You can't do that anymore. So it made it from our optics, it made it a legal play. And so that's just another tactic that people are trying to use. And I think you may see that evolve, just to try to influence or block the kick.
Are they allowed to touch the center, the hike, or no? They can't touch him, right?
Again, we're unpacking a lot there, man. Hit me afterwards, but I would just share with you that it was a legal play.
Yeah.
Coach, I know I asked you about
the attrition affects you probably more than most because you start having guys that get pulled up to start.
Yep.
When you start getting a bunch of guys back, as it looks like the defense is starting to get. How nice is that to know you're getting some of your maybe?
Yeah, it's great. The one that comes to mind there is hopefully like a PJ Locke, who was a key special teams player for us last year and did a great job in the OTAs and training camp. So that's the thing in the special teams world is these pieces continue to move, and we just want to put the right pieces there to be effective and win games.
Is Riley excited to throw pass at some point this year?
Yeah, it's something that we continue to work, and sometimes you call one, but the look doesn't allow you to do that. So the good thing about Riley is he's got that ability to throw the football and help us.
And then with Wil, how nice is it that he seems to have settled down? Obviously people are going crazy.
It's great because again, you see the work, and he's his own. Same thing with Riley. Mike had asked the question. Riley's his toughest critic, in which that you appreciate from great players, which both Riley Dixon and Wil are. So that's kind of where we're at.
Thanks, Ed.
Okay, thanks guys. Yep.